Imagine a time where women were just seen as housewives, where it was rare to see them work, and where the male race dominated over them. This occurred in Canada from 1914 to 1929. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ashani Mehra, and today I'll be talking about people and events that shaped Canada's identity as a place where men and women were equal. Today I'll be mainly focusing on the years of World War I, which saw remarkable gains in women's rights. But first, let's talk about what happened before the war. Women were always known as a motherly figure, and not given the same legal and social rights as men were given. When they were married, they didn't have any rights to own their land nor handle any finances in the home. A husband was known to own his wife and children, and also if a man died without writing a will, the wife was not allowed to inherit anything. Before the war, women were always considered to be inferior to men. But as World War I started, the role of women grew larger and larger and was more appreciated by many. In terms of the workforce, women were recruited into jobs that men left when they were fighting in the war. New jobs were created to help the war front, such as munition factories. They were the largest single employer of women. Women started performing work that was classified as men's work. At first, there was initial resistance to hiring women in factories, but the introduction to conscription made the need for women's work very urgent. Thousands worked in ammunition factories, clerical jobs, banking, and war industries. A chemical called TNT was used as an explosion agent in munitions. Women in World War I risked their lives working with poisonous substances without adequate equipment. This showed their courage, strength, and commitment when given an opportunity, and the fact that one woman has the same potential as one man. The earliest demands for equal pay for equal work began here. One woman, named Grace McPherson, stood up for women's rights and inspired many from her works on the battlefield. Her amazing work helped contribute to expanding the role of women. She was inspired and wrote to Red Cross offering her services as an ambulance driver. When she was not received a direct answer, she decided to travel to London to apply in person. As she could not afford to pay for a passage, she demanded that she should be given one for free, like the men who volunteered to serve in the war. She was eventually accepted and showed tremendous work while earning respect from her male commanders. Facing many debt situations didn't stop her from doing her job. Grace McPherson was awarded the honorary rank of lieutenant in the Voluntary Aid Detachment, VAD. When she moved back to Vancouver, she helped soldiers transition back to civilian life. She fought for gender equality while showing her contributions on and off the field. Grace McPherson was a strong, determined, and courageous woman who truly helped spread equality through the nation. Even though these amazing actions were taking place, prior to 1929, women in Canada were not considered a person through a legal aspect. The British North American Act that was followed in Canada said that only qualified persons could be appointed for Senate. Emily Murphy disagreed with this statement. She organized a meeting with the four most brightest women activists she knew: Emily Murphy, Nellie McClung, Henrietta Muir Edwards, Irene Parlby, Louise McKinney. Together were known as the Famous Five. Together they signed a letter petitioning the Supreme Court to look into the matter whether a female could run for senator. While their petition was rejected, that didn't discourage them, but inspired the group of women. They later petitioned the Privacy Council, which was in England, to rule their case on October 12, 1929. After their hard work, the council agreed to allow women to run for senator. This was a life-changing moment for these women who helped make it possible. Thank you. Thank you to the thousands of women that helped support the war in factories, as nurses, ambulance drivers, petitioning for their equal rights, and the thousands more that contributed to their efforts in 1914 to 1929. Their actions shaped Canadian identity to becoming a society that was starting to be equal towards men and women. They have inspired and are continuing to inspire young boys and girls every single day. Thank you.